coming to another organization that really helps development throughout the world, addresses the issues of youth unemployment, and is a very, very valued partner of the Sarajevo Business Forum. It is His Excellency Dr. Bandar Hajjar, the President of the Islamic Development Bank Group. It's a great, great honor to welcome you here, sir. May I ask you to the stage?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Mr. Bakorizat Bugovic, Chairman of the Presidency, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Excellencies, members of the Presidency of Bosnia Herzegovina, Mr. Maladin Ivanic, and Mr. Dragan Kovic, Excellencies, Ministers and former Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am pleased to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to their Excellencies, the Chairman and members of Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina for hosting the Sarajevo Business Forum. The facilities offered by Bosnia and Herzegovina for the success of the Sarajevo Business Forum since its launch in 2010, with the participation of a distinguished group of business people and investment institutions from the Gulf States, Asia, and Europe, had and will have a great impact on acceleration of socio-economic and cultural development in the region and in Bosnia and Herzegovina in particular. It is a great honor for me and for the IDB Group to join this gathering at the opening of the Sarajevo Business Forum in its 9th edition in 2018. This is my second participation in the forum in my capacity as President of IDB Group. The quality of high level of organization that I have noticed this time makes me affirm that the forum has become the largest and most important business event in the region. Your Excellency, the Chairman, and Excellencies, I am pleased to mention that the distinguished partnership between Bosnia and Herzegovina and the IDB is not born in this event, but has been going so for several years. In particular, I would like to highlight that the IDB is founding partner of Bosnia Bank International, BPI. The IDB also has honored to contribute to several public utility projects in Bosnia, such as facilitating the BPI lines of financing to Bosnia farmers, WACF projects, and scholarship programs benefiting 64 students in engineering, medicine, and pharmacy, of whom 46 have already graduated. Excellencies and distinguished guests, we are happy to observe that Bosnia and Herzegovina is an upper middle income country which has accomplished great achievements since the mid of 1990. It has now embarked on economic reform program 2017-2019, which contains a medium-term macroeconomic and fiscal policy framework, including a comprehensive program of structural reform aimed at boosting growth and competitiveness of the country. Recently, We have seen the fruits of several measures and reforms implemented by the government towards promoting investment, including laws and regulations required to provide conducive investment climate. Your Excellency, the Chairman, and Excellencies, IDB member countries and developing countries in general face complex challenges that require innovative solutions, tools, means, and policy. In this regard, I would like to emphasize that the government in developing countries alone cannot address these development challenges. Let me highlight two crucial and emerging challenges facing our member countries, namely the alarming level of national debt and the budget deficit. For example, the budget deficit has been increasing in the majority of our 57 countries, exceeding 2 digits in some cases, and similarly, the general government gross debt has recorded an increase of 47% during the last 6 years and exceeded 100% in some countries. Moreover, the infrastructure gap of developing countries is widening to more than $3 trillion a year. Government and international multinational institutions cannot bridge this gap individually or together. Our member countries, the 57 countries, needs $150 billion to finance just the energy sector annually. If we want to implement the SDG, we need $700 billion annually to be invested in our 57 countries. The problem is not the money is there. The capital market, pension fund, sovereign wealth fund, they have more than $200 trillion. The problems, how we can mitigate the risk, how we can create enabling investment environment in our member countries to attract the private sector to come and invest. This is the obligations of our member countries. Therefore, I urge our member countries to adopt different development models in which the private sector plays an essential and vital role. The involvement of the private sector, particularly through innovative mechanisms like the public-private partnership, will bring together the strength of the two parties and will have a positive impact on project quality and efficiency as well as job creation. It will also reduce the burden on the state budget and divide the risk between the two sectors. Additionally, the private sector has a great potential to invest and to contribute to the social and economic development. There are about $218 trillion in the global capital markets and in different investment funds. And mobilizing just 1% of this $218 billion will close the gap or the financing gap and will bridge this in developing countries. So the problem is not whether we are looking for the money or not. The problem is how to mitigate the risk and how to increase the return. However, success in mobilizing financial resources and stimulating the private sector require an attractive and promising investment climate, developed laws, favorable tax regimes that mitigate the risk of investment and promote governance and transparency in line with the global practice. It also requires a variety of incentives, effective policy for entrepreneurship and SMEs, improved public administration efficiency, and capacity building programs. IDB is adopting a strategic direction towards making the market work for development and creating effective and efficient market economy that will lead to improving the life of the people, creation of wealth, sustainable economic growth, and increased job opportunities. Hence, the IDB role would be facilitator and coordinator, participating in financing, capacity building, supporting the development of laws, overcoming obstacles, and working with all partners in a collective, collaborative manner rather than an individual alone. The success of IDB roles as market creator and private sector involvement facilitator is conditional on capacity to originate a large and sustainable pipeline quality projects. For this purpose, a fund has been established to finance economic feasibility study and provide consultancy and training for PPP projects implemented by the IDB in member countries. Your Excellencies, the Chairman, and distinguished guests, there is also a need for crowding all segments of society, which include, in addition to the government and private sector, the civil society, philanthropists, foundation, academia, etc. Expanding and deepening existing partnership and seeking to attract a new partner constitute one of the pillars of my program of action as President of Islamic Development Bank Group. For the next 5 years, transforming competitors into partners within a network of developers using the strength and comparative advantage of each stakeholder has become a necessary and essential element of economic development. In our time, the nature and magnitude of the challenges required consolidation and intensification of all efforts. Over the past 44 years, the IDB has been able to develop excellent relations with member countries, multinational development banks, Arab Coordination Group, and regional and international development institutions. And in the future-oriented, the IDB will deepen its partnership with the segment of the society. Your Excellency, the Chairman and Excellencies, we believe economic growth is the best route out of poverty. Here is both in Bosnia and across our member countries. Science, technology, and innovation are offering more solutions than ever before, and there has never been a greater need for those solutions to the world's development challenges. We believe that if we give people the tools to build a sustainable future for themselves, for their communities, and for their countries, you will build their pride and enable them to fulfill their potential. In today's world, we have better opportunity than ever before to connect, to share ideas, to spread best practice, and build communities to enact change. We wanted to make the most of this connectivity, which is why last month we launched Engage, a global innovation ecosystem for the world developing communities. Engage is a digital hub which is accelerating economic and social progress in developing world through the power of science and technology and innovation. And I want to encourage innovators, science, and entrepreneurs from all over the world to engage to solve development challenges through innovative and partnership. And we also want to support sharing good ideas grow into real solutions and business by giving people, organizations, the sources and resources they need to realize their goals. And for that reason, we also launched the Transform Fund. Is $500 million fund with the goal of accelerating science, technology, and innovation, lead solution, and to drive economic and social progress in developing countries. So I invited all scientists, innovators to apply to this fund. Your Excellency, the Chairman, the Excellencies, and distinguished guests, I strongly believe that this forum is in line with the vision of IDB to enhance the market and business sector contribution to development. We look forward for this forum to forego a broad investment partnership that will achieve further growth and comprehensive progress in Bosnian national economy and economy of the countries in the regions as a whole. I call upon all participants to join effort to promote cooperation and to make use of a comparative advantage of each country for a better future for Southeastern Europe and the world. I reiterate my thanks and gratitude to the Bosnia and Herzegovina, to also PPI for excellent organization. I congratulate you on this wonderful forum, and I pray to Allah Almighty for this forum to go well for this pleased country and to be open the way for never-ending success. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.